gets the message the moment he walks in. Looking forward to meeting you, too. Oh, good morning, Mr. Capwell.
Prove it.
I have quite a few messages for you this morning. Would you like some coffee?
I'd kill for a cup.
Well, you don't have to go that far. I'll bring it in with your messages.
Thank you, that'll be fine. Who are you?
Lisa DiNapoli, your secretary. You hired me last night here in the office. I was bringing my resume by.
Oh, it's beginning to come back to me.
Well, maybe this might help you adjust focus.
Thank you. You came in while I was celebrating.
Yes, something like that. Look, Mr. Capwell, maybe last night wasn't the best night for you to hire somebody. If you'd like to take some more time to think about it, I'll understand.
Anybody who makes coffee this good is definitely hired.
You've had 19 phone calls so far this morning.
Well, I was optimistic, but I had no idea the practice would take off that quickly.
Actually, only one was business. Your father called when I first got here. He needs to talk to you about an urgent legal matter. Your fiancé called to remind you that today is your father's birthday.
I always forget my father's birthday and how old he is. I imagine he'd just as soon forget as well.
And your wife called 17 times.
You lost track?
Well, a couple of times she was trying to disguise her voice. I think she's under the impression that you're trying to avoid her.
Face it.
At all costs.
Doesn't your secretary give you messages? I called over an hour ago.
Morning, Dad.
Good morning. I want to get things in gear, son.
That will be all.
Lisa.
Lisa.
You don't know your own secretary's name?
She's brand new, so go easy on her, huh?
Forget about her. How about us? I've got to get things in motion. I want to get things moving. I want to get Brandon out of Gina's hands as soon as possible.
So is Kelly keeping you out of trouble? I know. I woke up this morning, I was fantasizing you were here with me, and it reminded me of how many times you made me late for work. Yeah. Well, darling, I just don't know, you know. I miss you, too. Okay. Give her a kiss for me. Bye.
Morning.
Oh, good morning. How'd you sleep?
Fine. I knew you were here. That made all the difference.
Well, that's good.
Chris, where are you going right now?
I'm going down to the station.
You're going to leave me alone?
Well, I can't very well stay here all day, can I?
Cruz, you can't leave me alone. Someone is trying to kill me.
If there were a safer place I could think of to put you, I'd put you there, believe me. But this is going to have to do for the meantime. I'll try to find somebody to come in and look in on you and check you.
But it won't be you.
Look, Sandra, we both know somebody could be following me. It'd be stupid for me to hang around here all day.
No, that's not what this is about, Cruz. It's because of last night.
Well, let's not talk about that, shall we?
Okay, Cruz, listen, I was wrong. I know that. But I was terrified, and you're the only person that I feel safe with right now.
I understand. I promise.
No, Cruz, you don't understand. The danger is closing in. Someone is closing in on me.
She slowly opens her eyes. The morning sunlight streams through the windows. Suddenly she realizes there's something different about this morning. For a moment she wonders what happened last night. And then it all comes flowing back to her. It was the first night they spent together.
And she smiles. But behind the smile, she wonders if it was as wonderful for him as it was for her. How does he feel about it this morning? One look in his eyes and she knows the answer. They melt into a passionate embrace. That wasn't passionate.
What day is today?
What?
The date.
Oh, well, this is yesterday's paper. So today would be
Oh, my gosh, it's my father's birthday.
your father's birthday?
I can't believe I forgot it.
No, this isn't in the script, Ted. See, in the script, you would want to know the date so that you could remember it for all eternity as a kind of anniversary of ours.
Wanda, I have to do something.
Well, I've got a suggestion.
I mean for my father.
Oh. Okay, well, we could throw a cocktail party for him. It'd be great.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it worked for his retirement. We could invite the family and some close friends.
Now, wait a minute, though. I could do that, but what if I get my mom to come?
Oh, I bet you could. No, come on here. We've gotten way off the script. I mean, I know actors don't always pay much attention to the script, but in this case, I like it just fine.
Okay, as I remember. We were about to melt into a everlasting embrace.
I think we know the stage directions from there.
Why is Brandon's custody case suddenly so urgent, Dad?
I want to get him away from that woman before she causes any harm to him.
Gina would never lay a hand on Brandon, and
That's
you know
not
it.
what I'm talking about. The boy almost shot himself the other day.
Who told you that?
I have my sources.
Well, your sources could be mistaken. Gina would never leave a gun lying around the house where Brandon could get
At
hold
the
of.
chapel, near the waterfront.
Father Michael's chapel?
Apparently it was his gun. Somebody heard the shot reported, and I got wind of it. Now, do you really believe that someone who allows a child that age to wander in that neighborhood all by himself deserves custody of the boy?
Certainly doesn't help her case, Annie, does it?
Look, son, you know how Gina got Brandon in the first place. You also lived in her house for the last several months. No one can document better than you how perverse her home environment is. No one can convince a judge better than you how she can destroy that boy's character.
But can she? I mean, you've been around Brandon lately. It's like he's immune to Gina.
Telling me you think that she's better off with him than with me?
I'm just making an objective observation.
This is not an objective time. I want Brandon with me. Are you going to take the case or not?
It's not that simple,
It's
Dad.
not that complicated. Look, you know as well as I do she lies and cheats and blackmails people. And she does it just to sabotage our family. I thought you would jump at the chance to go after her.
Dad, I'm still married to the woman. Now, as much of a farce as that may be, my representing you in a case against my own wife would throw the real issues out of focus for the judge and the jury, might even win sympathy for Gina.
Look, I've seen how you handle juries. I know you can convince them that the wedding was a sham. So why don't you just do it? I need you on the case.
I have to check with Julia first. She is my partner.
Do it. Be my guest. I know she'll agree with me.
I can't right now. She's out of town. Her father is very ill.
Sorry to hear that. But we both know very well that she'd want to go ahead with the proceedings in this case.
Probably, but I have to check with her first.
Tell me something, my boy. Is that what's really holding you back?
What else could it possibly be?
The past. The past getting in our way again.
Dad, a custody case is a very complicated thing. There are factors at work here which you can't possibly be aware of. You have to give me time to sort things out. And happy birthday, Dad.
Have you been seeing more images?
No,
And why do you say the danger is closing in?
that's just the feeling that I have.
Well, somebody tried to suffocate you last night. Anybody would be frightened.
Cruz, I am not anybody. I know that the killer has been following you. I am aware of information that anybody would have no idea about.
Yeah, well, sir, I understand that, but you have to understand the best way for me to protect you right now is to use every ounce of energy I have to find this guy.
Cruz, that doesn't mean you have to cut me out of it. Why don't you let me help you?
Because I have other leads I need to track down right now.
Cruz, I've already told you of the images I've had of this man watching you and listening to you. Why can't you let me help you find him?
If I were to bring you some files, things he'd handled, maybe written on, you think you could identify him?
It's worth a try.
All right, I'll be back as soon as I can, okay?
I understand that, Uncle Mario. I do. You think I want a war between the Tagliattis and the DeFrancos? I don't. But how am I supposed to marry a bride that isn't there? Uncle Mario, listen. If I hear anything at all, I will contact you immediately, I promise. All right, ciao. Vanessa! Vanessa!
I thought you were in the bathroom.
I'm right here.
I heard the water running. Oh, maybe Brandon left it on.
No, it was me. It was me. It wasn't Brandon. I left it running. That's a stupid thing to do. What the hell is going on?
I was in the cellar all night. It's damp and dirty. I had to wash.
What are you, gagoots? What if Gina saw you?
She didn't. She thought this other girl was in the bathroom.
There is no other girl in this house.
She tapped on the door and said, "Good morning, Bunny."
I'm Bunny.
She calls you Bunny?
Everybody calls me Bunny except for the family.
That's cute. You know, really, only a very masculine man who was comfortable with himself could have such an effeminate nickname.
Thanks, I think.
Can I call you Bunny?
Sure, but right now you're gonna have to go down in the cellar again so Gina doesn't see you.
Well, why don't we just tell her the truth? She'll understand.
Vanessa, I don't even understand. Listen, she can't find out. It could mess everything up.
So what do we do now?
Isn't there somebody else you can call?
Who?
Your boyfriend.
I don't have a boyfriend. I've never had one.
You gotta be kidding me.
I've led a very sheltered life. My family's kept all boys away from me, waiting to match me up with the right person. I was so scared when my grandfather told me I was going to marry you.
You were scared of me?
Only because I didn't know who you were. I'm not scared of you anymore.
Oh. I'm sorry I left the water running. I know there's a
Forget about the
shortage.
water. I was just downstairs in the cellar. Looks like someone's been sleeping down there.
Me.
Why would you sleep in the cellar, Bonnie? Don't you like your room?
I love it. It's just that sometimes you need a place to go to that's different.
Right. Someplace, dark and damp. Where there's rats and spiders and creeping, crawling bugs.
I go down there to think my thoughts through. Sometimes I fall asleep in the middle of my thoughts.
Right. Well, just clean up after yourself next time, okay? Oh, no, I got the wrong wine. Can you believe it?
I'll exchange it for you.
No, it's okay. You don't even know what I want.
There's a fabulous Bordeaux down there.
Yeah, I know, Bunny. Look, I'll go get it.
Gina, there is no need for you to go up and down those stairs again.
Bunny, what is it with you? Why don't you want me to go down in the cellar? Hello? Yes. Of course. Yes, thank you. I'll be there right away. That was Mason's secretary. He wants to meet with me as soon as possible. I knew he was going to come around. There is no way Cece's going to take Brandon away from me now.
I better go.
Mr. Capwell, your wife will be here shortly.
Thank you.
Is that her?
No, actually, that's my fiancée.
It's never easy ending a marriage.
My marriage to Gina is simply a matter of legal entanglement.
Well, still, it can't be easy on your little girl.
Oh, Gina's not Samantha's mother. Julia is.
Oh, I see. Well, it's wonderful that you're so fond of her.
Well, I should be. She's my daughter.
I thought you just said
Let me
that...
clarify this. Julia and I are Samantha's parents. She was born 2 years ago. Gina and I have been married for 2 weeks.
Oh, so before you were married to Gina, you were married to...
Victoria Lane. Julia and I have never been married.
Oh, well, I'm certainly not making any kind of judgment here.
No, of course not. It's all right. I get confused myself sometimes.
Is it going to be difficult between you and Mrs. Capwell splitting up the law firm?
Not at all. Because, you see, Gina Capwell is not the Capwell and Capwell and Capwell. That's actually Julia, who is not quite a Capwell yet. Gina, on the other hand, has been a Capwell 3 different times.
You've married her 3 times.
I married Gina 1 time. My father married her twice.
I think I'm going to stop trying to figure out the score here. Would you like some coffee?
No, but I would like for you to take a letter.
Yes, sir.
Ready? This will be to my father, C.C. Capwell, etc. Dear Dad, in regard to the matter we spoke of this morning, I'm afraid I will not be able to represent you in your custody battle for Brandon Capwell because of my involvement with both the plaintiff and the defendant, which could be viewed only as a conflict of interest. Strike all that. He's not going to buy that. Dear Dad, etc., etc., I will not be able to represent you because of my personal feelings for the people involved. No, he won't like that either. Dear Dad, I will not be able to represent you because I don't feel that a child should be used as a pawn in a legal battle between adults. No. Dear Dad, in regard to the matter we spoke of this morning, I will be happy to represent you in your custody battle for Brandon Capwell.
Are you sure that's pretty different from the first 3 versions?
That's the one. Get a copy off to my father right away, would you?
You got it. I can see I'm going to be in for a lot of surprises working around here.
Could be.
Didn't think I'd forget your birthday, did you?
I don't know. I was trying to forget it myself. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
It's been such a long time since you used your old one. I thought it would help you relax in your retirement.
Used to take these things on our camping trips, you remember? Why'd we stop taking those camping trips?
Because you got so involved in your business. And I went away. I think it's about time you and I made peace, don't you?
Best person I could possibly have. I just wish I'd realized my mistake sooner, that's all.
We're always going to have regrets. But we're both moving on.
We're moving on. Bruce, come on in.
Mr. C, how you doing?
Hi.
Good.
Eden tried to call you earlier, but you were out, so I'm delivering on behalf of both of us a very happy birthday.
That's very nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
May I tell you that the best gift I could have is for you and Eden to be together as soon as possible?
Well, as soon as it is possible, I'm sure we will be, Mr. C. I know you both understand why that is true, and I'm sure she will once I can explain it to her.
Probably he'll call to me now.
Probably is. Any new developments?
Well, I know that somebody else, somebody close, is involved.
Because the nanny was killed.
Because an attempt was made on Sandra's life last night.
Oh, my God. Is she all right?
Yeah. You can bet whoever did it knows where Adriana is.
You sure she's okay?
Yeah, she was just shook up.
If someone has tried to hurt her, don't you think that they'll try to hurt her again?
Could be, which is why I took the liberty of moving her into Kelly's cottage.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I should go over and see her.
No, please don't. I don't think that's a good idea. I want to keep the traffic through there to a bare minimum.
Do you think the two of you are spending a little too much time together, working this closely?
I don't see that I have much choice.
It's just that people maybe would misinterpret your spending all this time together.
Well, that's because people don't understand how much Sandra has done to help me get closer to finding my baby. The woman has an incredible gift, Sophia, and I need her.
I understand your need. Do you understand hers?
What the hell is this?
You said you wanted information.
I said I wanted the personnel files of everybody who was in this building the day the nanny called. I didn't say anything about summaries. I said I wanted the files.
I know, but I didn't want you to have to wade through all that, so I pulled the pertinent information for you.
What's pertinent is not your decision to make. What the hell is the matter with you? You can't follow instructions anymore?
The officer was following procedure, which is more than I can say for you, Castillo. Now, you have no right to those files unless there's an official investigation. If you'd like to request one, I would be happy to go over all the evidence.
That'll be all, Ramon. I don't have time to go through official channels on this case.
And what about the other cases?
I'm talking about my daughter.
And I am talking about your responsibility to the people of this community. This is not your own private police force. There are other cases that demand your attention. You are on salary. The taxpayers are putting up that salary, and you are interested in only one case.
Zach Kelton terrorized this entire
Zach
community.
Kelton is dead.
You know, I have dealt with officials like
And
you
I have
before,
dealt with
Mr.
cops
Asher,
that want to play Lone
which is
Ranger.
why I know I'd be wasting my time if I reminded you my daughter's life is at stake.
Your daughter is dead. I'm sorry, Castillo, but that's what the facts of this case tell me. And I suggest that you take time off to accept that.
Well, I suggest you stay the hell out of my way.
You will not run a vigilante campaign. Those files are locked, and that's how they're going to stay. And if you go outside of this department, I will prosecute you myself.
It'll be your last case. Ever.
All right. Where do we start?
Well, the first thing I need is a statement from you, Gina.
Well, that sounds so official. I mean, you're going to stop this thing before it ever gets to court, aren't you?
I want to be prepared in any case. Lisa, hold all calls, please. I'm in a very important meeting.
Yes, Mr. Captain.
Now, for the record, would you state your full name, please?
Gina Blake, DeMott, Capwell, Timmons, Capwell. Of course, I guess the Timmons one doesn't count because that was annulled.
And you're making the statement of your own free will?
Close enough.
Now, these questions concern not only your own fitness as a mother, Mrs. Capwell, but the environment in which you have raised your son.
Brandon's only gotten the best.
Is it true that you had a man with a certifiable mental disorder as well as another man with organized crime connections living in the house with your son?
Of course, you and Bunny.
Could you be more specific as to Bunny?
Bernardo, Tagliati. I don't see what the point of all of this is.
And do you feel that this was a proper environment for a boy of Brandon's age?
Are you kidding? Brandon loves Bunny. Of course, he never liked you very much, but... Look, Bunny and Brandon get along great. They do all kinds of things together. They play football in the front yard. They go to movies together. They really get along great. I know that Brandon respects Bunny. He even feels like he can go to him for advice.
And you see nothing wrong with your son having a gangster as a father figure, is that true?
Bunny, a gangster? Come on, he's nothing like his family. He's got a heart of gold. And I think that Bunny has taught Brandon a lot of good things.
So it's your opinion that Brandon is a happy child?
Yes, of course.
And he's never expressed any dissatisfaction with his home life?
Well, not really. I mean, you know how kids are. They all complain from time to time.
Has he ever run away from home?
I don't see what that has to do with this. What the hell is going on?
This is your statement, Gina.
Yeah, I understand that, but what good is it going to be for me to have this sort of thing coming up in court?
How could that possibly be avoided in a custody case?
I don't know. You're the lawyer. You tell me.
I can't possibly interrupt him right now. Yes, I will let him know as soon as I can. Okay.
Gina, every aspect of your life is going to be on trial if this goes to court. You have to be aware of that.
I have to. As long as I can hang on to my son.
Well, that may be more difficult than anticipated.
Not with you on my side.
Perhaps you didn't read those papers as closely as you should have.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, they're just standard legal... You're representing Cece?
That's correct.
Oh, you dirty, two-timing, spineless, conniving jerk!
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Oh, I'm gonna do a whole lot more than call you names, Mason. You know that annulment you want? Well, I'm gonna block it. And the divorce I'm gonna fight tooth and nail. You're not gonna be able to marry your precious Julia until you're old and gray. You know, you supposedly want this annulment more than anything, and I'm the only one that can give it to you. I can't believe that you would actually represent Cece. Unless... Oh, you are too much. You're so clever. How could I ever have doubted you? What better way to make sure Cece loses than to represent him yourself?
I'll be in touch.
You sly old dog.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Capel. Would you like some privacy?
Could you hold on just a second, Dad? I can see that I'm not going to get much around here.
What?
Lisa, when you press your intercom button, a little light comes on right here. I know you've been listening. Now, I could construe that as either nosiness, curiosity, or initiative. I'll let you know. Hi, Dad, sorry. I just wanted to tell you there's nothing to worry about. We'll have Brandon out of Gina's house in no time.
Well, I really appreciate you coming to Dad's birthday party, Mr. Kramer.
I wouldn't miss it, Ted.
Now, it's a surprise party, so you cannot mention it to anybody.
Oh, he's gonna hate that.
Do you really think so?
For about 10 seconds. Then he'll love it.
Great. Okay, now listen, go talk to the chef, make sure he knows exactly what we want served.
Okay, I got the list right here. Oh, here comes your dad. Hi, Mr. Catwell. Bye, Mr. Catwell.
I guess I shouldn't ask.
She's just being wonderful.
I think she's delightful.
I totally agree.
Well, I have to be getting home. Nice seeing you, Ted.
Yes, good seeing you.
CC.
Take it easy.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're having that little dinner thing at 6 o'clock today, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Great.
After all the writers I've met, I need a nice, quiet meal.
Great. Great. How is that going with the ghostwriter?
Oh, you know something strange?
Huh.
Ever since I decided I needed a ghostwriter, that whole writer's block just kind of left, like the whole brain opened up, and all those memories are coming flooding back to me.
You'll always have those.
Yes, but it would be nice to have someone to share them with.
Well, you'll have us kids.
Yes, I know.
Okay, well, I've got to run, take some errands, so I'll just see you tonight at 6.
You got it.
Okay.
Mr. Capwell.
Yes.
I'm Ethan Asher, the new district attorney. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have phoned ahead of time and warned you about the resemblance.
Yes. Yes, you should have. It's amazing.
I can't tell you how sorry I am for what that man put you and your family through.
Thank you. Please sit down.
Thank you.
I understand you're interested in joining the country club.
Well, I understand that it has the best facilities in Santa Barbara, and my wife and I play a lot of golf and tennis, and the course looks spectacular.
Mr. Asher, I think we have a problem. I don't think I can allow you to become a member of this club.
Why is that?
My daughter, Eden, is in France right now, but she will be back very soon, and she spends a great deal of time here. Your incredible resemblance to Zach Kelton is not going to do her any good seeing you here every day.
Mr. Capwell, I understand the pain that man put your family through, and I sympathize. But there's really nothing I can do about the way I look. And considering the fact that your son-in-law is on the police force and that I'm the district attorney, your daughter's going to have to avoid a great number of social functions in order not to see me. And I intend to be part of this community for a very long time.
I think you're right. Somewhat short-sighted. Let me see what I can do about the application. I appreciate your frankness. You have a big job ahead of you as DA.
No doubt about it. Keith Timmons ran that office into the ground. It's going to take some time to win back the respect he managed to lose, but I'm going to do it. I promise you that.
I hope you will.
Andrew, Sophia Capwell. Come here, Mrs. Capwell. Hello. I just thought I would come over to see if there's anything I could do or anything I could get you. Oh, when Chris said that he was going to send someone to look in on me, I didn't expect it to be you. You didn't. Now, you and Cruz have been working very closely together, haven't you? Yes. Well, I don't understand what it is exactly that you do. You don't believe in psychics, do you, Mrs. Capwell? Oh, I believe in keeping an open mind. What I'm having difficulty understanding is what's going on between you and Cruz. Well, I'm not sure I exactly understand that myself. You see, from the first moment I ever saw Cruz at the lab, there was a tremendous connection between us. A connection? Yes, I established an immediate psychic connection with his problem. As it turns out, I've been very helpful in his investigation. I think it might be good for you to take another look at the situation. What situation is that? I may not understand your psychic abilities, but I do understand the relationship between my daughter and her husband. Their love is so strong, so powerful, that nothing can come between them. Nothing. I haven't had a chance to meet your daughter yet. I'm sure she's a very special woman. Yes, she is, and she needs her husband very much. Mrs. Capwell, Cruz is the one who made the decision to stay here to look for Adriana. And that is the only reason he's staying here. It has nothing to do with you. Thank you for stopping by. Nobody understands. In the future, I see it.
Can I get you anything else? Mesa?
No, thank you.
I'll have another glass of wine.
You got it.
I always find that a little bit of wine helps the afternoon go smoother. You sure you won't have some?
No, thank you. I'm not that much of a drinker.
No, wine isn't drinking, it's communing with the gods.
There you go. This one's on the house.
Thank you.
And I hope you, and especially your secretary, join us here for lunch often.
Watch out for him.
I can handle myself.
I've noticed. You handle the office well, too. I think Julie and I were fortunate that you crossed my path.
Thank you.
Of course, with all the work I have to do on this custody case, I'm afraid your first day may be a late one.
Yes, and don't forget about your father's surprise birthday party at the country club tonight.
Funny how that slipped my mind. I'll need you to buy a gift for him, if that's all right.
You want me to buy a gift so you can give it to your father?
I usually communicate astonishingly well, isn't that what I said?
But I don't know your father.
Well, that's all right. Nobody knows my father. My father doesn't know my father.
I get the feeling that you're less than thrilled about this party.
On the contrary, I love my father a great deal. I gather you question that last statement.
No, you're the boss. But there was one thing that I am curious about.
What's that?
Well, do you usually represent both sides of the case?
Only if I have no choice. You see, the easiest way for me to get my annulment from Gina is to assure her custody of Brandon. Julia and I have been waiting to be married for 2 years. I see no reason to keep her waiting any longer.
Well, what about your father and the little boy?
Well, you see, I may have convinced Gina that I'm on her side, but that's not necessarily the case.
Whose side are you on?
Brandon.
Cruz?
Sophia, what are you doing here?
Cruz, I think that Sandra is in love with you.
I thought I asked you to stay away from Sandra.
Yeah, you asked me that. And I don't understand why you spend so much time with her, why you're working together so closely.
Look, Sophia, I know there's a problem. All right? I have explained to Sandra in no uncertain terms about Eden. Obviously, there's a part of her that does not want to accept what she has been told. As much as that bothers me, the woman is in danger right now, and I'm not going to turn my back on her. Besides, I think finding who tried to kill her may lead me to Adriana.
All right, Cruz, I know that you have to follow every lead, that you're going to hang on to absolutely every hope. But I just have seen you and Eden hurt so much, I don't want to see the two of you hurt anymore. You should be with Eden in Paris.
But how could I face Eden or myself if I don't follow through on this?
I'm sorry. It just makes me crazy to think about Eden in Paris all by herself and that Sandra sitting in Kelly's house waiting for you.
Please keep your voice down. I can't afford everybody in town knowing where Sandra is right now.
Hey! What's the occasion?
Nothing. I'm just going to make a special dinner for Brandon. I thought we all deserved a little celebration. My plan is going so well, I know there's no way Cece can take Brandon away from me now.
Hello.
Gene, this is my cousin Vance. He needs a room.
Hello.
You have a great house here, Mrs. Capwell.
Thank you.
Vance is a first-year law student at USB, and he lost his apartment.
Too bad. Vance, will you please excuse us for 1 minute?
I really appreciate it, Gina.
Bunny, there's no way I'm going to take on another boarder right now. Especially a college student. You know what weird hours they keep.
You actually think this house is going to get more weird than it already is?
I don't need the money, Bunny.
I swear, on my dead mother's grave, Vance will not be a problem. He's just going through one of them stages, and my family wants me to keep an eye on him. And this family obligation cannot be turned down, if you know what I mean. I swear. It'll just be temporary.
All right. We'll give it a try.
Gina, you are an angel. Vance, Gina has been gracious enough to offer you a room.
It's just temporary.
Thanks. And thank you for your help, Bunny.
So, what are you majoring in college? Abnormal psychology?
Hi. Sorry I'm late. I brought you some lunch.
Why did you send Mrs. Capwell here?
I asked Mrs. Capwell not to come here.
Well, why did you tell her where I was at all?
This is her daughter's home.
Cruz, she doesn't like me.
It's because she didn't understand the situation before.
And she does now?
Well, I told her that I've explained to you the limits of our relationship. That we work together, but that's as far as it goes, yeah.
I thought we were friends.
I think you know what I'm talking about, Sandra. You've helped me, and I do care for you. But I love my wife deeply, and that is not going to change.
He was watching you again today.
Who was?
I don't know. The same person.
Was he listening to me? Did he hear anything I said?
I'm not sure. The image was just a moment.
Okay. I brought the files that we talked about. think you could,
Yeah.
What?
Yes. The vibrations are very strong in here. I just need to go through them before I can know which one it is.
Each year, 300,000 children are harmed while in the care of others. How can you be sure your child is safe? I'm Connie Chung. The Daycare Dilemma tonight on NBC Nightly News.
Later, we've got a night of mystery and mayhem, starting when a $50,000 payoff puts Matlock in jeopardy. Then, in the heat of the night, Tibbs' memories are stirred when he tries to nab a man for brutally assaulting a woman, only on NBC.